Konnichiwa, track and field fans. I apologize if the video is not good. I'm live from Tokyo, Japan. We are less than 30 minutes away from Muhammad versus McLaughlin, round 4. If our sport was the biggest sport, this would be perhaps the most anticipated race in a damn long time. I mean, Benjamin versus Warholm yesterday lived up to the hype. We kind of expected the world record to go there. The same thing is true here, except the last 3 matchups between these women have been even more amazing than Benjamin versus Warholm. The last 3 times these women have met in a global final, the world record has fallen. The first 2 times, Muhammad won. The last time, it was McLaughlin. Who has the edge? It's interesting. I think that most people assume McLaughlin. She's obviously the world record holder, but she's also younger. But I think most people kind of, until recently, assumed that Benjamin would eventually surpass Warholm. And that didn't happen. Is it possible that Muhammad is actually the better athlete? She was banged up. She says things have gone well. She's caught up. Her training's going well. I don't think so. I think the bookies have to say that the McLaughlin is the favorite, but it would not. I'm just saying, don't discount the possibility that is it possible that Muhammad is actually the better athlete? Is it possible? Trying to see how I could get. Let's see the chats on here. There we go. Got comments, put them on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, etc. Also, please tell me what's going on in the men's 100 semis, 100 hurdles, 110 hurdles. Tried to sleep in today and time this perfectly so that I get at the stadium, which is probably 300 yards in front of me, but I got to go to the left to get in security. Want to get to the stadium and watch round 3 of the men's semis with Grant Holloway and then the women's final. So I'm planning on being in the stadium for about 20 minutes. I almost thought about watching this race on TV, but then I said I'll be kicking myself if I don't go to the stadium to watch perhaps one of the greatest women's track and field races in history. But it's a hot as hell day here. I think some people thought that the early start, it's not that early here. It's 11 o'clock right now. Race goes off at 11:30 a.m. would impact the hurdlers. I will stop at the jaywalking today. This is this intersection yesterday where I got outed on Twitter for going through the green light. Anyways, a lot of people thought that the early start, morning start, would slow the times down. Clearly yesterday, that's not the case. So nothing to worry about there. Okay, the light's turning yellow. And green. There we go, folks. Who do you think is going to win? Who do you think has the edge? Who are you rooting for? Let us know in the comments. But, I mean, has there really ever been, NBC listeners, Americans, is this race being hyped up nonstop on TV? I'm not there to watch. It certainly should be. That's why I went up live with this, because just think about this. I mean, this is like when I was a kid, it was Carl Lewis versus Ben Johnson, or I'm trying to think of the biggest sort of mano-a-mano anticipated matchups. It has to be one of them. Every time, the last 3 times they've faced each other, it's totally lived up to the hype. This track is viewed as super fast. So my prediction, if you're thinking about it logically, if you think technology has a role here, this track is faster than the Eugene track. I mean, McLaughlin already obliterated the record in Eugene. But my prediction is that in about 25 minutes, she will be an Olympic champion. She will have set another world record. And she will have brought down the world record by more than Karsten Warholm has cumulatively on the year. I'm not saying in this race she's going to do it, by as much as Warholm did it yesterday, but I'm saying, you know, that look at her 2 world records this year. That will represent a giant, bigger leap forward than it was for Warholm. And then the question is she the new face of U.S. women's track and field? I think Mo wants to have that claim, but I think they could be co-heads heading into 2024 and then the home Olympics in 2028. Should be exciting. There's the stadium. See a lot of people every morning lined up outside taking pictures of the stadium. It is a beautiful stadium. Can't wait. Thanks for joining us. We